to play basketball.
It certainly is. It's probably my favorite. Now, I get myself to
talk to both coaches. There's some unique styles going on here. Talk about that.
Well, Coach Ty going with a relatively small lineup, going mainly guard, so that's going to be a fast-paced game. And then Bishop McDevitt, they're going with a traditional lineup, 2 down, 3 out, so it should be an interesting matchup.
All right, the opening tip-off is coming up. We've got McDevitt and Cedar Cliff, and it's next right here on ABC 27.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. Don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
For all those pokers, prodders, shuckers, and sniffers. All Giant produce is triple checked. Farm, crate, and store. We're focusing on fresh, so you don't have to guess. My Giant. Save big on all of your game day favorites. Only at Giant, a proud sponsor of high school sports life.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
What were you thinking, Chuck?
You're not 18 anymore.
The Advanced Hoops training staff features Division I level instructors and coaches who have played professionally. Charlie Fortney's shooting instruction has proven transformational for players in South Central PA. Harold Jarman takes players to the next level in his dribbling and crossover intensity classes. Archie Smith teaches intense speed and agility and is very motivational. 6'9" Duke McCamey is excellent at teaching young post player technical skills around basket.
Over 30 years of Division I and professional experience. It doesn't get any better than that.
As it always is, Cedar Cliff a full house as we start school basketball for the 2017-18 campaign. A couple of teams that are great traditional kind of powers, and McDevitt 17-9 last season. They went to the States, eventually wound up losing to Imhotep Charter. They got a guy who runs this team, Mike Gaffey. That name's synonymous. Worked with him for many years. His dad, of course, was a great coach, Bill Gaffey, Susquehanna Township, and great to see Mike Gaffey back at his alma mater.
I am so glad to see him there. 62 wins already in 3 years. I mean, he has done an absolute fantastic job, and he's doing it with players that work hard. He's really enjoyed his team. But Tarazay Davis, one of those guys that he talked about that had a great summer. Now, remember, Gaff's coming in and McDevitt's coming into their first game tonight, so they're talking about guys from the summer and fall. They don't really have a game to play upon to talk about yet. But Davis had a great fall and summer season for him, and I think that's what's really high on this kid. Not to mention the Devon Lee, a sophomore coming back for McDevitt. But on the other side of the ball game, Cedar Cliff had one of the best backcourts now in the capital area. And Greg, you're going to be talking about them a lot, I think, in highlights at ABC 27. What he does with this Cedar Cliff team.
Cedar Cliff has played a game already. They governed Mifflin 54-49, 5-17 last year, but they got that real upbeat, fast-paced play, and they're certainly looking for a big turnaround as McDevitt is being introduced. And the guy in the bow tie, Stan Balawa, the assistant, he's been around for a long time.
Sure, he
is. I had a nice chat with him before the game, and he's assisting Mike Gaffey. Stan's been a head coach at a number of places, including Carlisle, and it's great to see him on the sidelines. And here are the Cedar Cliff Colts. We're going to check out the starting lineups. And we're going to hear that sound is the Golden Corral. We're going to meet them a little bit later. I believe it is jersey night because all the kids have their favorite jerseys on. But here are their Cedar Cliff Colts being introduced. DeAndre Dorsey's number 1. He's a 5'10 junior. Number 4 is Justin Bawes. Number 5 is just a sophomore, 6'1", Joey Zaborski. Now the guy we just mentioned, number 11, Gerald Jarman, is going to handle the ball a lot. Came over from Susquehanna Township. Will be calling his name out. He is a big junior. And perhaps one of the more underrated players in Mid-Penn, Patrick Wiesling. He's a senior. He goes 6'3". He is a senior, and there is the Golden Corral. A lot of times they're in Golden Corral as we rise for the playing of our national anthem. Todd, there's 3 times in the year I get really excited about high school basketball. The start, which is tonight.
Exactly.
The last 2 rounds of districts, and then the state playoffs. I mean, those are the most fun times of the year, and I love these first couple of games.
And you said it, the first game in particular, because, well, as you know, Cedar Cliff, as you said, coming in, they've already got a game under their belt. They've got a win under their belt. This is Cook Gaffey's first with this a fresher look team. But the last time I talked about the mistake.
You remember things I don't. But now that you recall that, I do. McDevitt is in the blue, and they've got the basketball, and the first shot attempted by Jay Kelly. They're going to call a jump ball. Our officials, Doug Hardock, Steve Cover, Eric Hoffman. The possession goes back to Cedar Cliff.
Yeah, we have a veteran crew here tonight. Steve Cover, one of the guys, one of the great, Doug Hardock, two of the greater guys in the game. I enjoyed that. Jarman already putting it up early.
And we'll come back our way. High School Sports Live coming to you from Cedar Cliff High School tonight. We've got a full slate of basketball this year here on ABC 27.3. We've got some wrestling coming up as well, but primarily basketball, as always this season. We're glad you're with us. Here's Devon Lee with the basketball.
Devon Lee, only a sophomore. I liked what we saw in him last year as starter for Coach Gaffey. Man-to-man right away with the Colts. Look at that. Jake Kelly's going to go right down the middle and break that man-to-man real easy. They're going to have help side.
First 2 points of the game in the early 2-0 lead for the Crusaders.
You mentioned Coach Gaffey, Bill Gaffey on Washington tonight. 489 wins. I think the real coach of the Gaffey family is Ellie Gaffey, the mom. Hold that. But Coach Gaffey and his son have coached so much similar. They're going to switch up the defenses a lot.
Well, the drive that time by Devon Lee would not go, and they break back the other way. Here's Joey Zaborski. Yes, and it counts.
Already the pace of the game, Greg, as you can see, for an early game. It's going to get up and down tonight.
Well, this is what Cedar Cliff wants to do. They're not super big, but they like to go quick and just run you, and that's what we're going to see in a fun way for you to watch this game. Free throw by Weigel's good.
Crucial early on in an early game on a really tough atmosphere to play. You want to make those fast shots. He's going to miss that back end. Devitt coming away with the rebound there.
A spinning move by Devon Lee. And here come the Colts again. Jarman.
Gerald Jarman, you know, his father, Gerald Jarman, played at Richmond. He was a part of the Richmond point guard that actually beat the Syracuse Orangemen, number 2 versus 15 seed. That doesn't happen very often.
No. Came over from Susquehanna Township. I think we're in for a fun, fast-paced evening.
No doubt about it tonight. And if you're tuning in, that's what you want to see early on. This is a Keystone matchup too. I mean, pick to win this Keystone is lower Dauphin, but both of these teams are the upper tier, I think.
Second jump ball in the first less than 2 minutes. And it'll be McDevitt's basketball.
So you see that 2-2-1 already of Coach Sabre Cole's team. You see Cliff Coates, and McDevitt is going to break that knot. No problem. This is what you don't want, easy layups.
Davis missed the first shot. Second shot doesn't go. Colts run again. Nobody's slowing down here, are they? Offensive foul against
Absolutely
Davis.
Not. This pace. You know, Greg, this is a pace. This is a playoff-style pace. It's amazing to see this so early on.
Shot missed.
And in the clips that I saw, Sabre Cole's team in that government game, they shot the ball well outside. They're going to have to tonight here at home, too, as well, to come away with the Keystone victory.
And saved by Jarman.
I think they're going to ask Lee foul. Lee reached in a little bit there. He's kidded Coach Gaffey's count on a lot, too, to keep on the floor. Very athletic for a sophomore. He doesn't play like a sophomore, Devon Lee.
Working quick inside. Second shot goes. Patrick Riesling.
And that's how he'll beat you. He gets up on the boards. He hustles. That's a second effort play. Cedar Cliff back to their 2-2-1.
Scoop by Kelly won't go. Second shot did. Davis has his first 2 points, so we're tied 5 again.
Again, you see why Davis, Coach Gaffey's so high on Davis. He's a slasher. Now you see a 3-2 zone or a little matchup maybe. Coach Gaffey's going to change the look a lot.
Third jump ball this early first quarter.
It's rare you see this many jumps around too.
You usually see this many in a game. Knocked out of bounds. There's Mike Gaff in the suspenders and the white shirt.
Yeah, he's truly, there's several guys that I was able to mentor under or have mentors. Coach Gaff was the first guy that hired him in the Mid-State. I loved him as dad.
That's a great point. Scott Pera, who's now the head coach at Rice, led Leona to a state championship. You see Scott usually once a year. He's back. Thrilled to see him get that position.
Oh, amazing. So happy for him. He's a guy that I've loved and have become a great friend with. He was an assistant coach on the Palmyra staff. We had some legendary guys down there in those days.
Still 5-0 here. Slowing it down a smidge. And by a smidge, I mean 80-60.
That's right. And what you're seeing, the reason that slowdown happens a bit, you're extending full court press. You got to work, you got to move the ball a little bit up there, and it's slowing the ability for Cedar Cliff to push the ball.
Now we got a timeout. 5-5 first quarter from Cedar Cliff.
The Advanced Hoops training staff features Division I level instructors and coaches who have played professionally. Charlie Fortney's shooting instruction has proven transformational for players in South Central PA. Gerald Jarman takes players to the next level in his dribbling and crossover intensity classes. Archie Smith teaches intense speed and agility and is very motivational. 6'9" Duke McCamey is excellent at teaching young post player technical skill around the basket.
Over 30 years of Division I and professional experience. It doesn't get any better than that.
Wow. And all kinds of pro jerseys. Kind of a theme night for them. Hey, there's even an Advanced Hoop jersey. That's Mike Gaffey right there.
You got to like that Advanced Hoop. You know, Charlie Fortney probably loves that. It's like that's good advertisement. Free advertisement.
4 turnovers for both teams. They're going.
I can hear you, Greg Mace. Well, you know what? McDevitt's got 6 fouls to Cedar Cliff's 1. I'm seeing a lot of that early. Here's the thing. This is that dynamic I was talking about. McDevitt has those 2 big, where Cedar Cliff gets those guards in, and it's hard to guard them with those big men from McDevitt.
And Grace is right about that. It's size, a different side. They're going a little quicker. That is the difference. Look at Jarman with the push now. Try to get up the floor. That's how Cedar Cliff's score in transition. Really great to have Grace Real on staff. It's going to be an exciting time.
Ball knocked around, and McDevitt comes away with it. Here's Lee. Oh, nice pass. Nice pass. If that had gone, that would have been the bucket of the night. But it didn't. He'll get 2 shots.
I like him to attack the basket at 9.
Marsico. Tip. Good. Got it. At the buzzer. Zach Weigel gets it to go. End of the first quarter. It is McDevitt 13, Cedar Cliff 11. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Call Logan or Warren Stumpf at Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Hit the road with Jack.
Hit the road with the Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A Giambalvo family dealership. Over $20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at Giambalvo.com.
Full house at Cedar Cliff again tonight for what is a fun racehorse basketball game. Stats pretty even so far. 6 turnovers for both teams. McDevitt 5 of 13 from the field. Cedar Cliff was 4 of 9, but Cedar Cliff's tried 5 3-pointers. None of them have gone.
Yeah, they're really cold from outside, like there's a lid on the basket. They're going to have to soften that zone up by going in the middle, continue to Clark. There's Clark again. That's what you want. That's 3 in a row right now for Clark.
He's got 6 points.
He's the leading scorer tonight.
Tied up again. Working at baseline. And a great block. Ben Marsico went up for the ball. Joey Zaborski right there.
Ooh, I don't know.
Well,
that was a no call there, but hey, again, good no call. Let him play a little bit. It's a keystone matchup. This is a tough division. This is division from top to bottom this year. You can flip a coin. Hershey looks good. Lower Dolphins, Susquehanna, never count them out, their athletic ability. But we pulled a nice one here. High School Sports Live put a good one together here for the keystone matchup.
Going deep was Dorsey.
They are 0 for 6 from the 3-point line, Greg.
Well, those are not falling, but it's still even.
And when you think about scoring as far as individual players, it's real balanced tonight. No one other than Clark's leading the way with 6 tonight, who just came off the bench. There's a 1-3-1. Now they're going to extend this trap 3-quarter court. I like this. It's causing Cedar Cliff a little bit of trouble.
Dish underneath.
You want to beat a zone, attack the gap, cut to the basket. Beautiful.
Derek Love, the freshman, his first 2 points.
Tell you what, Coach Saverhill's playing a lot of guys tonight.
Who's got the rebound? We got a whistle on a foul. Jim Gallagher, our ace statistician, pointing out we've got 15 turnovers already in this first quarter.
And you asked me about what would I say to my players in an opening game or early game like this. A team that limits the turnovers wins the game. And I'm telling you, that comes back to haunt you. I mean, Grace knows from her playing days, coming off the bench, you turn the ball over, your minutes get short.
You said that when we did our live shot on ABC 27, and you said that in the open of the broadcast. Why is there a guy doing a seal imitation on the baseline? I'm just asking.
You never know what you're getting. The Golden Corral. I tell you what, we've seen. If you think it back, so many times we've called games. We have seen, over Trinity versus Mechanicsburg, we've seen the whole nativity scene that's live. We've seen farmers.com live. I mean, I've seen everything when it comes to fans. How about this guy? Clark is hot. 8 points.
That is the touch, and McDevitt wants a timeout. 2 minutes into the second quarter. Colts up by 3.
You and your son share a passion for gaming. Take it as an opportunity to talk about underage drinking side by side.
Did you ever hear kids talk about trying alcohol?
Well, this one kid said that
if you can save the universe from alien robots, you can figure out a way to defend your kid against the dangers of alcohol. Make it game over for underage drinking. Yes! Talk with your kids about alcohol. Learn more at knowwhenknowhow.org. A message from the...
All right, let's take a look at Mr. Clark making a whole lot of shots. And coming off the bench, he's the leading scorer in this game.
He is the right guy at the right time. He's hitting the thing that people forget about, the 15-footers. They're softening up that zone because he's been the guy in the middle. 8 straight points. Now, Coach Gaffey, look for him to switch up the defense when they get the ball, if Cedar Cliff gets the ball back in their possession. Coach Gaffey's very good. If a team gets a 6-0 run, 8-0 run, he switches up defenses.
Rebound won't go. Battle for underneath. It finally does for Kelly. His 6th point. Grace Grill, what did you hear out of the McDevitt huddle in that timeout?
Well, it's loud as ever in here. This Cedar Cliff student section is just crazy. But, Mike Gaffey, he's on the sidelines and he's talking to his team and he's trying to get them back in this one. But I want to point out there's a coach at the end of the McDevitt bench. And the back of his shirt says, use the square. I think what Mike Gaffey wants is he's trying to get his guys to get those quality shots to get a lead in this game.
And she's exactly right. Using the square means you want a high percentage shot, 5 foot away. Don't settle for outside. Coach Gaffey's one of those guys who's going to attack the glass. Grace, that's a great point. Early on in a game like this, Keystone matchup, you got to get high percentage shots. That's the difference in Clark's game, is he's 12, 15 foot away as opposed to 19-9.
And yes, and that counts as well. Gerald Jarman.
He's got 4 points. He attacks the glass. He's better at attacking the glass. He was 0 for 3 outside the 3-point line. He'll get to the basket on you. He's a slasher. He had a great freshman year at Susquehanna. Last year, I don't feel he was as comfortable with his game in that year. And now he looks like he's finding his old rhythm back again. Cedar Cliff up 4.
So the Colts now up by 4.
They're going to go inside. I like this. Yeah, that was definite push. I tell you what, this veteran crew, they're on it tonight. They're not letting too much go by here tonight.
Coming up at halftime, we'll be out of midcourt doing our advanced hoops shootout. Somebody can win a $50 gift card from Dick's. I think we can give away more than one.
That sounds good. I tell you what, for Christmas time coming, that's a nice stocking stuffer.
Davis with his 7th point.
And those are the things that Coach Gaffey likes. He's got 7 points, quiet 7 points. But, Grace Grill and I both talked to Coach Gaffey. He just absolutely loved Davis and his leadership.
Well, check it. That's Riley. Gets his first 2 points.
This team, if they start getting hit hot outside like they did a little bit against Governor Mifflin, they're a tough team. They're building a lead right now. You're going inside out. What does going inside do? It opens that outside shot. And they hit that.
And a look at Mike Gaffey's huddle. Saber Cool on the other side. These guys are both these guys are very animated up off the bench.
Yeah, and you know what? Coach Gaffey's always been that way. So, and I know Ty being in the second year, he is that same way. He's just an energetic guy. I was talking to Grace earlier on, and Greg, you can appreciate this, especially with Kyle Mesa. All the stuff he does down in hockey is social media. So you got an older gentleman. I like to call him older, but we're the same age, Coach Gaffey. Social media wasn't around when we started basketball. Ty Saber Hall, you can get everything you need now for high school sports live off of social media. Coaches have to run social media now, too. It's just a different game, Greg Mays.
Well, I'll relate to that my old Bub way, which is, we used to have to go, ask coaches to call in scores, and you have to find them, and, you have to go to a school. And now they're all on Twitter. I mean, you find things instantaneously, which is great. Who would have ever dreamed, and I know we're tooting our own horn here, who would have ever dreamed that we would have done a decade of high school basketball on television?
Unbelievable.
Now the first three-point lead for Cedar, the largest of the game. Now it's up to 5. Is that what it is? No. Back down.
Not anymore. Davis cuts it to 2, and that's a big shot that they needed. And that's one thing that Grace knew from a shooter. You get an opportunity in that gap and get rhythm, and Grace knows this too. The shooter's got to get in rhythm. Davis looked like he was in rhythm on that shot.
It's all about rhythm, and I had a chance to get in on that huddle, and there's that noise again. It is loud, but what Coach Ty was saying was that he wants his guards to make sure that they're looking at that weak side to get in that rhythm and get a good look at that basket, Todd.
Yep. Good looks, rhythm. There's Lee. Little turned a little bit. You saw his shoulders wasn't square, so that's not his favorite shot. He's great from the top of the key normally, Greg Mason. You can see if he's outside and his shoulders are not square, it's a tough shot to take early on.
Racehorse basketball. Glad you're with us tonight here on ABC 27. Greg Mace, Todd McCall, Grace Grill from Cedar Cliff. First of our high school sports live games here on ABC 27.3.
I'm taking a look at Davis's shoes, and it's like they're sneakers, Greg Mace, but they look like they're soldier combat shoes that you wear in the current warfare.
They are. I've never seen anything like that.
Middle East warfare boots, man. So tonight, Keystone matchup is warfare.
Won't fall. Rebound. Still with the Colts. Jump. No, it's a hold. Got a foul back down the other end. So to the line goes Patrick Wiesling.
He's a left-hander, just a leader that Coach Ty Saber looks forward to. A guy like that's got to get to the line, a big matchup. I tell you what, these free throws, how important they are. We used to want to shoot them in practice in between drills. We didn't want to shoot them after practice when everybody's heart rate was down. You want to shoot them within the flow of the game. And I know Coach Saber works on that. You do a drill, you shoot a foul shot.
Wiesling's got 4, and the lead for Cedar Cliff is 6.
6-point lead right here at home. In a hostile environment, it's a good lead, a big, strong lead, believe it or not. These teams are so evenly matched, Greg.
Cedar Cliff 6 of 9 from the line. A chance to increase the lead. Nice dish.
That's the difference in Gerald Jarman, what he's going to do for your team. He's going to get up and down the basket when he's playing within flow. Those are the kind of things he does. Look at this. This is an excellent point guard play. Eyes up the whole time. Look at dribble control. Boom, layup.
Justin Gauze. That's his first 2.
And that's set by great body control. I like the handle there in Jarman. And a converted three-point play. 7 for 10 for Cedar Cliff from the line.
Gauze has 3. The lead is 9. Well, McDevitt doesn't want this to get too far out of hand. I mean, 9 now is a little bit of a pull away, and Cedar Cliff is taking control here.
Early on in the first game like this, having your first game, you want to get it under your belt, but you do not want to get down double digits to Cedar Cliff here with this crazy crowd. So, yeah, you are exactly right. And now this is what Coach Gaffey's going to do. He's going to pick up the pressure a little bit. Now, McDevitt's got to be careful that they don't pick up some fouls. They're in the double bonus, Cedar Cliff is from this point on here in the first half. But you just want to mix it up a little bit. Just put some token pressure on their faces. No fouls. Referees need to talk a little bit about it. Hartzick and Hoffman will discuss what, I don't know what the holdup is.
Cedar Cliff on a 9-3 run here.
I've always said it, basketball is a game of runs. McDevitt will have a couple more in them. You remember the old steel high roller runs. The clap would start, they'd go on a run, they'd be down. Next thing you know, they're up 6 or 7. Basketball is a game of up and down, roller coaster runs. But it also comes with stops on defense, and McDevitt needs a big stop right here. They got it.
There you are. And there's Davis. Tries to follow his own shot. Those are the ones that got to go to get them back in this basketball game.
Now, I know Grace knows a little bit about that European move. Looks like Davis is trying that European move that you're seeing that's come over in the NBA lately.
Well, there you go. Davis has 12.
There's a reason Coach Gaffey's so high on this kid. That right there. He's got 12 points.
Gets them back to within 6 as we approach 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Defensive stops. McDevitt, look at this. They're the third different look defensively. They're now man-to-man. Coach Gaffey's got all this stuff in already in the first game. He's got a man package, a 1-3-1 package. It looked like a little matchup or a 3-2 zone package.
Jarman's
hot now.
He's got 9, and they answer right back.
And those are those shots that Coach Ty is looking for from his guards. They've been getting good shots around the perimeter, and they haven't been falling. That one fell.
Yeah, when you can't hit outside, Grace, you're exactly right. If you don't have anything going outside, they were 0 for 6. You got to get to the basket, and that's what Jarman started doing in his game. That's why he's in the flow right now. It's a great point.
Colts get it back. Up 8. Minute 28 to go.
Greg, they're struggling. The Colts are struggling a little bit with this token man-to-man pressure. This is a great call out of Coach Gaff. No Saber call. If you get the ball in, you saw Coach Saber call just tell him, clear out. Let your point guard bring it out. Clark entering back into the game, Greg.
I think he was tempted there. Gauze. Clark.
Kind of forced that one there, but look, he gets his own rebound, makes something happen.
Well, he went on a good run earlier in the quarter to get a quick 8, and now he'll go to the line to try to add to that point total, and he will shoot 2.
You know, Greg, I'm looking forward to these different matchups that we get throughout the year, and I think that's the one thing Grace and I were talking earlier this week is just high school basketball's here already. Time flies. Look at that. High school, it's who's who in the crowd. Coach Rowell's on the crowd tonight, a former coach here at McDevitt and Cedar Cliff. Done many good things, had many good seasons here.
I've been out for a while out of high school, but I still get those like jittery feelings when it's preseason and leading up. It's exciting.
Big shot.
Kelly hits a 3.
Kelly's
Final minute of play in the half.
Kelly's in double digits. That's a big shot for Coach Gaff's group. If I was a coach right here, I'd play for last shot. I know there's still 30. I'd play last shot here.
And a foul. Well, coming up at halftime, our Advanced Hoops halftime shootout, our Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships halftime report, Highmark halftime stats, and OSS Health halftime highlights. We got a whole bunch of stuff going on at halftime, including the always cool shootout, where we give some students a chance to win a holiday gift card from Dick's. And Jarman's got 10. And Jarman's got 11.
Jarman with a good solid first half, 11 points. He had 15 against Gerber Mifflin the other night. He was the leading scorer. This is what Coach Saber Cole wanted out of him.
Pilson's trying to escape, and he does. Wow, did that by himself.
That
gets
was a
his
great
first
play.
Yeah.
A much-needed bucket for McDevitt.
Cuts it to 5. Won't go for Jarman.
He struggled from outside, but he got things going by getting to the basket.
All right, we'll get our camera in place and get the coach
Great.
And Grace Grill is with our coach. Grace?
Coach, right in here. Coach, you told me at the beginning of the week that your team plays best at a fast pace, and it's been fast all night. What can you say about their game tonight?
You know, right now we're playing a two-hour game plan, essentially. I mean, we're doing exactly what we want to do in terms of wearing people down. You know, we have good depth, and we're showing it tonight. I mean, we've gone 9 deep already, so, you know, playing fast is going to be our DNA the whole season. So right now we're sticking to the game plan and we're doing a good job.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, Grace, thanks. Our halftime shootout is coming up. 34-29, Cedar Cliff at the half.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
Living proof of the difference you can make when you're all for health. Highmark Blue Shield.
For all those pokers, prodders, shuckers, and sniffers. All Giant produce is triple checked. Farm, crate, and store. We're focusing on fresh, so you don't have to guess. My Giant. Save big on all of your game day favorites. Only at Giant, a proud sponsor of High School Sports Live.
HoffmanFord.com, turning the World Wide Web into the World Wide Wow. Find the newer pre-owned Ford you want right now from your computer. Shop online 24/7, 365. And our exclusive inventory is updated daily. With hundreds of new and used vehicles, you're sure to find the one that clicks. Hoffman Ford, Harrisburg's premium Ford dealer for 60 years. Click on or come by.
Our halftime shootout here on ABC 27. Greg Mace, Charlie Fortney, we welcome you back. And these guys going to have a chance to win a $50 gift card from Dick's. They've each got a particular sponsor to shoot for. Charlie, take it away.
All right, we have our first shooter is Drew Shepard. Let's give him a big round of applause. Shooting on behalf of OSS Health.
Oh, close. Next up.
Okay, not bad. Trey Law, shooting on behalf of Pizza Hut.
Good try.
We got some good ones here. Okay, now, Donovan Ball, shooting on behalf of Capital Region Insurance Agency.
He's got a big rooting crowd.
Oh, nothing but net. All right, now shooting on behalf of Huffman Ford, Brady Ebersol. Okay, I have a good feeling about this one. Gruff Tractor is Reagan Wickerham. Let's go, Reagan. Oh, wow.
Archie cleared that shot.
Okay, Katie, don't let us down. Katie Lefevre on behalf of PHFA. All right, let's give all of our shooters a round of applause. Good job, guys.
All right, thanks so much for participating. More halftime coming up right here on ABC 27.
Hit the road with Jack.
Hit the road with the Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A Giambalvo family dealership. Over $20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at Giambalvo.com.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hey, you two. It's dinner time. When Marcus and Michelle were starting their family, they came to the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency for their home loan. We're proud we could help Marcus, Michelle, and Mia. If you're looking for an affordable home loan or refinancing option, give us a call. We offer down payment and closing cost assistance too. Call us weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or check our website. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. We help homeownership dreams come true.
I am anything I want to be. I am one of the faces of Commonwealth Charter Academy.
I go to school online, tuition free.
I learn best at my own pace.
My own pace.
I see school differently. I learn from anywhere. From anywhere. I'm an artist.
I am a musician.
I am an athlete. I am anything I want to be. And I won't stop learning. I am CCA. Join me today at ccaeducate.me.
At Pizza Hut, our original pan dough rises fresh every day, making it crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. And now you can get our original pan as part of the $6.99 any deal. That's 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any specialty for just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
The Advanced Hoops training staff features Division I level instructors and coaches who have played professionally. Charlie Fortney's shooting instruction has proven transformational for players in South Central PA. Gerald Jarman takes players to the next level in his dribbling and crossover intensity classes. Archie Smith teaches intense speed and agility and is very motivational. 6'9" Duke McCamey is excellent at teaching young post player technical skills around the basket.
Over 30 years of Division I and professional experience. It doesn't get any better than that.
34-29, Cedar Cliff at the half. Our Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships halftime show here on ABC 27. Greg Mace together with Todd McCall. Well, it was racehorse basketball to start, slowed down a little bit. Been a fun game to watch.
Oh, definitely. You said racehorse basketball. You know what? Both teams want to push the ball. They're pushing with the purpose, but when teams went to zone, when Gaff went to a 1-3-1 zone, Coach Gaffey, it did slow Cedar Cliff down, and then it forced them to have to attack the glass. And what happened, Maurice Clark comes off the bench and scores 8 points, and that made a difference right away. Now, Jared Jarman's play with 11 points, I thought, was very important to Cedar Cliff, but we got a tight game. But teams have a habit early on, kind of playing with a little differently than what you're going to see throughout the year, and I think they got a little caught up in ABC 27 being here, you know, that kind of thing.
Well, everybody wants to put on a little bit of a show, and they certainly did in that first quarter. Slowed down just a little bit. Jarman has 11, Clark has 8, and Weisling with 4. Davis leading the way for McDevitt with 12, and Kelly's got 9. We'll take a look at perhaps some highlights here. Here are the stats, though. Here's our high mark stats. 3-point shots for Cedar Cliff. They finally got one. They were 1 of 9. They were trying to hit from the outside. The turnovers, you know, you said it, we're saying it again. There's 18 turnovers in this half.
Yeah, you want to keep your turnovers. You're a team. You want to be single digits in turnovers. We had 11 to McDevitt's side, but, you know, they had not. This is their first game, so I kind of expected that. They're 3 for 4 from the three-point line. What I want to point out is that 1 for 9. Now, I'm in that Cedar Cliff huddle right now. I'm going to say, listen, our game right now hasn't been outside. Now, they were last week. They got kind of hot in the second half. What's their game right now, Greg Mace? 5 foot away. At the square, at the box, at the block, you know, that kind of thing. If I'm telling Cedar Cliff, keep getting to the basket. McDevitt, I think their natural push, changing defenses, keep doing it.
All right, we take a look at our OSS Health highlights from this first half. And here we go. It's Colts basketball right out of the gate.
This is that racehorse talk that you was mentioning early on. Going into the middle, kick it inside the middle. When Cedar Cliff calmed down, they went inside to Maurice Clark, but McDevitt pushed their share of high percentage shots. But right here, I want to take a look at this little bit of stuff right here. When you start working the inside game, boom, the outside game opens up, and that's what Cedar Cliff did. And then McDevitt seeing his zone right now. What do you got to do to soften that zone? You got to be able to hit from 19-9 or 20 foot away. They did that. And Gerald Jarman, you're going to see him in that last end of that tail end was a push up the floor, high percentage shot.
So what's Bishop McDevitt thinking? Well, we go down to Grace Grill, who's with Mike Gaffey. Grace?
Thanks, guys. So, Coach, you're only down 5. There's a whole lot of game left. What was the message to your team?
Well, we had for our keys for winning to start the game that we had to control the backboards. And I don't think we did that. I thought their 2 younger guys, and the one guy plays JVs, outworked us. So I told our players, probably in different verbatim, that they were being outworked on the boards. And then secondly, we had 11 turnovers. So to score 29 points and lose 11 possessions at this level, playing on the road, is not going to get it done. Now, I did tell our players I liked their resolve. I thought they played hard. I thought a couple guys had some jitters. When some of the taller players for them come out and guard you 50 feet from the basket, just go around it. So jitters are over, but we need to take care of those things. And they scored some baskets against our 1-3-1 where we had people out of position. So, you know, as an older guy, I hate the first games of the year because no one does what you need them to do. And we're still only down 5.
All right, Coach, thanks so much.
Yes, thanks.
Back to you guys.
That's what great philosophy from the great Mike Gaffey, huh?
I just, you know what, that I could watch him in an interview all the time, and I think it's my appreciation as a human being, but to see him now when I worked with him, I mean, Coach Gaffey and I, we were so much similar in terms that we were hyper guys. We were over the top excited. I love seeing what I see now, Greg, to be honest with you. He's so calm. He's really a veteran coach. That's what he is. And I tell you what, I like his resolve. He talks about his team's resolve, but as a coach, you got to have resolve.
We were talking about things that we worried about when we were 23 that we don't worry about when we're
things you do not
our age now, right?
Yeah, forget what you can't change and work on the things that you want to change and work on the things that matter. So, anyway, a sentimental moment for two dads.
Yeah,
2 old dads, Greg.
There's the Golden Corral. Not golden tonight. They're just in their really cool jerseys.
Fourth different defense you're going to see out of McDevitt. Look what they're doing right now. They're going to a box and 1. He's got so many great packages in already. Box and 1. They're chasing Jarman. Who's chasing Jarman? Davis. Right away.
Swiderski.
You know, that box and 1 got the stop they wanted, Greg. Box and 1 is you're going to try to take one guy off the floor out of the play.
Weigel got the rebound, and there's Cedar coming right back out with it. Jarman.
Man, Jarman penetrated too far, got too far in the paint. Now remember, you saw Davis looking for him in that box and 1, but that penetration, Jarman went right by everybody. That's not going to make a coach happy.
And Jarman's got 12
points for Jarman already. Now he's starting to settle down. He settled down from the foul line as well.
High School Sports Live here on ABC 27 as we begin the second half. Greg Mace, Todd McCall, Grace Grill. Our first game of the year here on ABC 27.3. And we got a full slate of games all season long leading up to the district championship.
Sabercool staying with that man-to-man. We got an out front foul. The Colts are really sticking to getting out in the passing lanes, going man-to-man. I kind of like their strategy hasn't changed much. I do like the ever-changing defenses, though, early on the game. You know why, Greg? A lot of times you don't have every single offense in the package already. But, however, here's the change. Teams are playing so much AAU ball. They're playing so much in the summer. Maybe you do have it in. Well,
Snowski has his first 2.
We're seeing a lot of scoring from different guys. He's a senior. Veteran needing to come up with a quick basket for McDevitt. 4-point game, Greg, just like that. Like it's
and baskets like that from guys who haven't scored be the difference.
They are the difference. There's always somebody late in the second half who will step up. Longley's so quick.
Dish. Davis' shot would not go. Here come the Colts again. There's Jarman.
So what's going on right now? We're right back to that fast pace. It's a stampede back and forth up and down the floor now. We're right back the way we saw the first half.
The steal. Gauze.
Now listen, that's 13 turnovers. That's the difference.
To make it 39-31 Colts. 6:12 left, third quarter.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
Well, there's Mike Gaffey, whose team, despite giving up a couple of quick buckets right there, still only down 8. I mean, that's a tribute to them with all these turnovers, with all the things that, you know, have not been great for them in this first game. They're only down 8.
That's right. They're never out of this game, and especially with the way both teams are getting up the floor. But, you know, 13 turnovers, and Coach Gaffey alluded to it. You know, it's like, hey, we've got 29 points, he said, in the first half, but we have 11 turnovers. Honor the possession. Coaches talk about it all the time. Colts going to extend a little bit of token man-to-man full court. Davis is going to try to break that.
Kelly couldn't get the roll. Getting physical. Not that it already wasn't.
I like that shot out of Kelly. You know, he had squared shoulders. He hit one of those early in the first half, or 2 of those in the first half. They're going to need him to make some of those shots outside. Now, Gaff's team's going back. It looks like they're full court man-to-man. We'll see if they slide back into this box. Yeah, okay, they're going to go full court man-to-man, but they're going to total deny Jarman.
Yes, and it counts again.
Rager could call that a good basket. I thought that foul was on the floor, but that's the veteran Steve Cover. I will not argue with that. It's a great man right there. But I'd have to see that again. Was that in motion, or was that on the floor? You know, that's one of those, as a coach, you argue. Every point counts.
And Patrick Wiesling gets his 6th point. Will go to the line to try to get his 7th. But why is the PA announcer going whoop, whoop,
yeah,
whoop?
He's calling the whoop. I'm not sure. I've never seen that before. Is he? Whoop, 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 hold up. He's like. So they're going to give.
That was very strange.
Wait, he's getting another foul shot. See, this was an and one, I thought. Are they calling a 2-shot foul? Now I'm confused. Okay.
Guys, I'm not sure, but I think that might have been his 5th.
The 5th foul.
That's what the board's saying.
Well, I didn't have anyone with 5 fouls in our stats.
Yeah, that's 24. You're right. Well, play on, boys.
Now this lead is starting to extend a little bit dangerous here now. You know, if you're McDevitt, you're going to have to find one right here in this possession. And they turned it over.
Well, the Colts just putting together a real solid effort here, and just now with an 11-point lead.
Cedar Cliff is reading the McDevitt offense so well. Like, Jay Kelly just took that drive and tried to dump to Johnny Nanoski down there, but they're just reading that so well, and that's the difference, is that they're going to have to look for other ways and try to shake up that defense.
Yeah, they know when you leave your feet, you're right, Grace, but when a guard leaves their feet, then there are only a couple things you can do, shoot or pass, and you leave your feet too soon, that hurts you.
Zavorsky with 5. Now nothing's fallen from McDevitt here.
Well, there's a lid on that end of that basket right down McDevitt. They're going to need to get a stop. I mean, you're never out of this, but man, this team building a lead here at home. This is the biggest lead of the night.
We got a whistle out front. And the Colts are playing with a lot of confidence, which is
right.
You know, if things don't fall for you, you don't feel as confident with your shots, and you can sort of see it in the eyes of the Colts. They're like, you know, we got this. We feel good about the way we're passing. We feel good about the way we're shooting, like that. Although that one didn't go, but
still 1 for 10 out there. If you're Bishop McDevitt, you're like, you know what? At this point, we can afford to let you shoot out there. We've got to keep you, Gerald Jarman, and some of these guys out of the paint. And Coach Gaffey went to do that defensively. Now he's like, right here, crucial game, crucial time in the game where you need someone to step up in this possession. and Davis turned it over. Now they're going to wait. Okay, it must have tipped off Cedar Cliff. That Grace probably had a better look at that one. I guess that'd be McDevitt ball. But I thought right there Davis turned it over.
No, that's going to be a McDevitt ball, Todd.
Take a look at it again, and not sure.
Well, it still got it. Well, the bucket didn't count. We're back live. Lee had the shot. Nobody's arguing. He was fouled before the shot. There's Mike Gaffey.
Coach Gaffey was always good about getting scores off the baseline. It's a crucial time. Sometimes you can get easy buckets if people don't have a good developed scouting report. They can get anything out of their baseline look.
That'll take a timeout. 4:12 left, third quarter. Cedar Cliff up 44-31 here on ABC 27.
I am anything I want to be.
I am one of the faces of Commonwealth Charter Academy.
I go to school online, tuition free.
I learn best at my own pace.
My own pace.
I see school differently. I learn from anywhere.
From anywhere. I'm an artist.
I'm a musician.
I am an athlete. I am anything I want to be.
And I won't stop learning.
I am CCA. Join me today at ccaeducate.me.
Guys, I'm here with the Cedar Cliff student section. It's the Golden Corral, and it's Jersey night. And how hype are we? You heard it, guys. Back to you.
And they're winning. And it is Jersey night.
The jersey I like is the Pittsburgh Steelers jersey. 11-2. Dolphins beat New England right now. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania Super Bowl. Greg, how good would that be? Because I know you would be somewhere, some way. ABC 27 would send you to an all-Pennsylvania Super Bowl.
The Philadelphia Eagles and the Pittsburgh Steelers in Minneapolis.
I just want to ride there with you.
I have driven to a Super Bowl before. We drove the last time the Eagles were in. We drove to Jacksonville.
Oh, that's a trip in a lifetime, I think.
Been to 3 Super Bowls in my life. Oh, nice move. That's an offensive foul.
I want to tell you something that I see in Jarman right now. He had a really good freshman year. He's playing. He's playing like I've always remembered him as a kid. He's comfortable right here in this Colt jersey. And now that was that he missed that shot, but he's getting to the basket so fast, Greg. I don't know there's an answer for him right now.
Well, McDevitt's going to give it a shot. Still within reach. Under 4 minutes left in the third.
I thought Davis might pull that. That's probably a good decision. He's going to try baseline.
Kelly again.
Oh, Kelly, excuse me. And they're just struggling right now. They're struggling with some easy baskets. They need those easy ones to fall.
Todd and Greg, one thing I'm seeing down here is, now you got to give credit to Cedar Cliff. They are shutting down this McDevitt offense, but McDevitt is having a hard time. They need to balance the floor. I'm seeing a lot of guards on one side. Jay Kelly's trying to make something happen, and he just has nowhere to go.
She makes a great point, Greg. When you have an imbalanced floor, people at home can figure that out real quickly. If you got too many guys standing too close, there are no gaps to attack. And they are unbalanced at times, Grace. It's a great point. 3 guards on one side. You got to spread the floor, and this offense is based on keeping it wide so you have attack zones. There's a turnover from McDevitt favor.
Now they got to capitalize. Did not. Here comes Jarman. 16 points for Jarman. And it'll roll out.
Boy, I tell you, 2 points here in the third quarter. It's a single-digit quarter for McDevitt, and that's been the difference. If you're McDevitt, you can cut this anywhere close to 10 in this 3-minute mark and get a little run here. You're still fine, but I think you keep developing this hole, and it's getting dangerous because Cedar Cliff is getting comfortable with the run and gun game.
Nothing is falling for them, and everything is falling for the Colts. Gerald Jarman's got 18. Well, now McDevitt's kind of throwing things up that maybe you wouldn't normally do.
I was going to say, that shot goes, boy, that's a tough one to come back from.
You got a hole back there.
So now the game gets a little bit sloppy. You start digging yourself a hole, and you see what starting the first game. It's just a tough way to start the first game in the Keystone. But you dig yourself a hole and you start getting sloppy, and then Cedar Cliff's just attacking right now with Jarman.
McDevitt's got to find a way to work their way out of this funk. I mean, I saw the frustration on Devon Lee's face coming off that last missed shot. And, buddy, you got a whole nother quarter to play.
That's right. You got to get over the fact. What he did was he faded away a little bit from the basket. He did not, on that left side, he didn't go straight at the glass, and that cost him on that layup.
McDevitt is struggling here from the field at the half. Overall, 2 of 11. They're 0 of 2 for 3-pointers, 1 of 9 for 2-pointers in this second half.
You know, that's going to hurt you. To see if they get something out of their baseline look. That's a good look. That's what you want, a high percentage shot. Stewart gets a much-needed bucket from McDevitt there.
His first 2.
Look at the ball movement. Cedar Cliff's got great ball movement right now. They got their offense very spread.
See if they're willing to not take every shot here. Oh, no.
Turnovers come back to haunt all coaches and players.
Well, there's a quick bucket right there by Pilsitz.
That's why this game right here, when I tell you that this game changes so fast. You want this game, if you can be at 10 right now going into the fourth quarter, you're in it. So you want stops here, staying on your feet.
Well, this has been a significant 30, 40 seconds here for McDevitt. They get a stop here, make a bucket. You get a 2 or a 3. You get it down to 10, 11 points.
10,
That's where
11.
you are.
Yeah, you're in the ball game at that point. You don't want to dig 15 or up going in that fourth quarter. With this Colt team, they're a very confident team, and they got a strong backcourt. Thought that looked like a walk.
Well,
they got to stop. They need big possession. 118 here if you're a McDevitt fan.
Marsico didn't get the roll. Looks at the basketball.
That's a tough shot right there. You know, in a big possession, Marsico, he's kind of cold. He just comes in the game, and I know he's a decent shooter from the outside, but now you're coming down the other way. A 1-1 already. They're in the bonus. This is a kid that doesn't miss much coming to the line. I mean, he's a leader you want at the line in a game in the Keystone Division.
Patrick Wiesling has 8 points.
Yeah, you can't foul him.
This would give them a 15-point lead.
That's how you win ball games, foul lines late in games.
And a foul. Colts also playing good aggressive defense, I think,
yeah, they're
as
getting
well.
after it right now. They're getting after it confidently. They can gamble a little bit right now. You know, they tap around, stirring it up a little bit. Now they're in the double bonus. They got everything that benefits them in the second half.
16 turnovers for McDevitt in this game.
They're getting balanced scoring, too. When you get balanced scoring, I don't know. You know, we talk about this Keystone. We talk about Lower Dauphin is very good this year. Boy, Cedar Cliff's showing me something here tonight. They're balanced. They play a lot of players. They're going deeper in the bench.
How about that inside? Wow. How about Wiesling with the heads-up play?
Snuck in the backside and got an easy layup. 13 points for the veteran.
Underneath, they get the lay-in.
Jake Kelly.
He's got 11. Colts likely to play it for one here.
Yeah, there's no reason to force anything right here in this possession. You got a good lead. Hold on to it, get a good bucket like that, a back door. If not, draw a foul.
Kelsey's hit him on the way up.
They're attacking the glass. They're doing some nice things. They're getting a lot of people involved. No stinginess with the ball. The ball moves around. I mean, this is a nice team. I mean, you never know, Greg. Early on, you know, you hear, you talk, but you got to see it with your own eyes. And that's what's been great about High School Sports Live is I'm right here courtside. I can see that, man, this team is a balanced team. Coach Severco's done a great job in his second year. He's got a team here that's going to, I'm telling you, they're going to make noise.
And Gauze has 7. One shot from McDevitt to end the third quarter.
Maybe use your left hand on that shot. You saw it went right because you used that left.
End of 3 quarters of play. The Cedar Cliff Colts looking very good. 54-37. We go to the fourth here on ABC 27.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law. But more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
Living proof of the difference you can make when you're all for health. Highmark Blue Shield.
My 3 CCA students love attending cyber school. They love the interaction with the other families, with their teachers, with the other students. The students will learn on the computer. They have live lessons just like the lessons would be in a typical school when you go to it. As a learning coach, my role is to support my students and to facilitate their education. The curriculum is very extensive, and so the students are being challenged every single day in their different subject areas. CCA has helped my family to get a quality education, and it has been a wonderful experience.
Was that his guards they're young, but they have experience. He said with his guards, they have a collective over 100 starts. So they're showing that experience tonight. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, that's definitely a great talking point there because when you have experience in the backcourt and he's coming off the bench with some experience, that has been a difference tonight.
Nice move underneath.
A much needed bucket. But look, right back down at you.
Wow. Zavorsky. Well, some telling stats. Well, here we go.
Lee,
wow.
Back at you.
That was a starter who's got his first 3. Welcome to the National Basketball Association.
Exactly. But you know what happened? There's no rotation back. You get a 3. Lee was at the point guard. If he does not rotate back, Greg, you get a layup. So you've got, if you're the point guard and you're somewhere on the other part of the floor and you don't rotate back, you get hurt with layups. So Coach Gaffey's probably going to take this timeout right now and say, look, somebody's got to stay back. We're getting beat in transition too much.
Well, that was an amazing 39 seconds to start the fourth quarter.
It just blew open point-wise.
Wow. So in the third quarter, Cedar Cliff was 7 of 13 from the field, while McDevitt overall was 3 of 15. Free throws a big difference. Cedar Cliff's been to the line 9 times. McDevitt did not go to the line, and the turnovers continue to be a problem, and Cedar Cliff's clearing the boards better. But, you know, again, if McDevitt can come up with 6 quick points, I mean, they got to have a little bit of a run here to at least give themselves some confidence to get in this
thing. They need their run. They need their burst right now. That's the difference.
Look who's right there on the left. Ed Marsico, Dauphin County District Attorney. Moving on to a judgeship. I believe that. Is that his son there?
Yes, that is his son. He's had several sons. Two that's played basketball for Coach Gaffey. Also played some football at McDevitt. So that Marsico name I've called in both the field and court numerous times. But there was a sort of technical foul. I must have missed it.
Son is Ben Marsico, the sophomore for McDevitt.
Yeah, I don't know. There must have been a technical foul. I don't know if Grace saw it either, but they're shooting a technical foul here, so the Colts will get the ball back.
So that'll make it 59-42.
Yeah, at some point we were talking and didn't see what that call might have been, whether somebody got frustrated or a technical foul on a push or anything like that. So we'd have no idea where that came from. But
Zaborski trying to out-dribble everybody, or at least one guy.
Now the crowd's going to make sure they tell you when you can't do something. See, there are also rule advising committees over there as well in the Golden Corral. They'll let you know what you can do.
It's like in hockey when you're on a power play, everybody's yelling "shoot,
shoot,"
like they don't know how to do that.
That's a good point, though.
There's a funny video out of one of the National Hockey League players who says, "Hey, crowd, thank you for letting me know when to shoot."
That's
because
right.
I wasn't sure when to do it.
Well, I'm enjoying hockey, and I'm enjoying Grace Grill and your son teaming up in chocolate hockey. That's how I catch up on what the Bears are doing, to be honest with you, Greg. That social media has been a great thing for people like myself who can't see hockey and can get out to it.
Thank you for the plug. ChocolateHockey.com. Grace Grill's on there.
Yeah, I got to give you some thanks for that shout out.
Yeah,
you know, I've loved working with the Bears so far. It's so cool to be able to do this in, your hometown and learn and cover your hometown sports. It's awesome.
You know, Greg, you've done it for so long. You've become really the outside voice of the Bears, but hockey and basketball have some similarities from the rough play. I tell you what, the game of basketball has gotten, people don't realize it. It is a very physical game. You get kneed, you get pushed, you get hit. You don't have no pads on when you're going up for a layup and you get an elbow across the jaw. I mean, I'm telling you, there's numerous times where you look down and there's blood coming out of your nose or your face. This has been a physical game tonight. A lot of fouls called.
We will have highlights tonight on ABC 27 News of Harrisburg and Cumberland Valley and Palmyra and Mechanicsburg. So you can join us tonight on ABC 27 News at 11. Alicia Richards, Mike Parker, Eric Finkenbeiner, and I will bring it all to you starting at 11.
That's a good crew you're working with there. You talk about Palmyra. You said Mechanicsburg, some of the different teams in this Keystone Division. Mechanicsburg's been tough. They're a little bit down this year. I'm really excited to see how this plays out. I tell you, Circle Susquehanna Township, they're not out of this thing either.
Jarman, that wouldn't fall.
Rare layup miss for Jarman there.
A little floater. Boy, just nothing won't fall for McDevitt, will it?
It will not fall. That was a good shot earlier on out of Lee, the sophomore. That's what I remember seeing him do more last year. He struggled a little bit tonight. So we got a 20-point game here. I mean, just like that, they've opened up 20. It's just tough to dig out of those types of holes. So at the 3-minute mark, if you can get it to 10, you still got a really good chance here, but you've got to get a stop if you're McDevitt.
35 fouls called in this game.
Man, that's what you see, a characteristic of early games in the season. Sloppy, fouls, guys not getting that, basketball legs not under some of the football players. And what do you do when you get frustrated? You foul. And that's why you're seeing a lot of this tonight. And these all have been legit fouls, though. They're not fouls that are even questionable. They're fouls. Drummond attacking, making things happen, and that's what you get.
Chris Dare, the junior, has his first points of the game.
What happens when you penetrate? You kick, and if you kick, you got to hit it.
Todd, you were talking about shooters finding that rhythm.
Check in with Grace in a minute.
living proof of the difference you can make when you're all for health. Highmark Blue Shield.
A look at the Cedar Cliff Colts Gymnasium. And the voice is Grace Grill. Grace.
You know, Todd was talking about shooters finding that rhythm, and I think Cedar Cliff has found it. What about you guys? You think so?
Oh, well, I definitely do. But you know what it was? They really didn't find it, as you say, Grace, from the outside. But they've hit too late. But they were 1 for 9 in the first half. They've been able to get to the basket, high percentage, beating people off the floor. And I think that does open up a little bit. That opens up the game. Because they've been able to push the ball, high percentage shots, that's the difference.
Absolutely, Todd. And they kind of struggled. I mean, they were getting these good looks from the perimeter in the beginning, and they just weren't falling. And, yeah, that's not the case now.
You're right. When you get good looks early on, you want to hit them. I mean, that's going to come with more gameplay as the year flows. But right now, they've got the ability to push. And McDevitt's got to do the same thing. They've got to push back. You're only 5 minutes away from going home on a bad victory. Or loss, excuse me.
Kelly had the follow. He's got 13. The Golden Corral has not been silenced tonight, that's for sure. Little reach-in foul.
I think the Corral's going to continue to build this year because they've got a team that I believe is going, as I've said over and over, they're going to make numerous times. But this McDevitt team, you know, early game, get it out of the way. It's like I said, it's tough here in the Keystone Division, but they're going to be right there. They're so well coached. I know the man very well in this that his team will be ready night in, night out.
Gorski's got 9. Hey, there's the Colt. It's a nice night to be inside of that. If there was actually a person inside of it, it would really be a nice night. Because it is cold outside.
Yeah, it's like it. Yeah, I tell you, the sun went down today, and the wintertime comes. That's central Pennsylvania for you. We could have it cold 2 days, and you can be sitting on your back porch sometimes in December at 45 degrees, cold to 40. It's just hard to predict around here, isn't it?
It's the magic of central Pennsylvania.
That is.
Cedar Cliff's gone to the line 31 times tonight. They've made 20. There is the difference in the game.
Right, and how do you get to the line 31 times? You attack the basket. That's been the difference in this game. They attack the basket, and now McDevitt's trying to do that a little bit. That's an over back on whistling. That's going to be a good call. But they got to get close to the glass. And I know Coach Gaffey's talking about that. One of the things I did like what I just saw Coach Gaffey do down towards Grace's end. At this point, they're developing 22-point down. You know, I saw him just get down on one knee and start talking to the guys. And you could see clearly what he's talking about. Turnovers, getting beat on the boards.
That is McDevitt's first free throw attempt of the half. They were 4 of 9 in the first half.
That'll frustrate you as a coach. You'll say, hey, you know, we need to get to the line too a little bit here, gentlemen. Sometimes you talk to the referees like, hey, I think it's, you know, I think we could be getting to the line a little bit here too.
Davis has 13. And the lead is 22. Davis got it back. Nice give and go.
That was a great give and go, and that's exactly what McDevitt's got to continue to do. That's a game that they can play.
Look, if you're a coach, and yet now you're down by 22, and you realize the game's out of hand, these are the kind of, I would think, little things that you see happening that you're pleased with. Listen, now we're attacking the basket, even though we know we're probably not going to catch up. Let's start to do this kind of stuff.
Right, and what you can do now, Greg, is they got a program called Huddle. Huddle tapes all their games. You take your game when you tape it. You got your guy, video woman taping it. You put it right into Huddle. Tomorrow when you come into practice, you say, let's see all of our turnovers. Let's see what we did well. And that's what Coach Gaffey will do. It makes it real easy for you. You go, hey, look, attacking the basket right here. We need to do this Friday night's game. Here's the thing. You don't have a lot of time in high school basketball in the capital area to worry about a loss because you got a game Friday night. Sometimes 3 in a week. I dreaded those. I dreaded those for my wife and my kids when they were little, 3 nights a week. And then who was there? Broadcasting it? You. So you were there every night.
There you go. No, there's a game somewhere almost every night in high school basketball, whether it's Tri-Valley or LL, York Adams, or Mid-Penn.
And Grace, you remember those nights playing 3 in a week, and sometimes you go back-to-back weeks playing it. Coach is pushing you hard in practice, trying to take off your legs, and you're about the second game in that midweek, and you have no legs under you.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get into that season mindset like, hey, this is the schedule, and if you want to win and you want to be competitive and you want to be there, you know, at the end of the season, come spring, you know, you got to put in those hours, and you just got to get there, Todd.
That's right. And Grace, I tell you this, and Greg, I can tell you this, you've reported on the court. You got to have your game legs when you're a court reporter because you stand the whole time. So,
absolutely.
Grace, you got to keep working on your game too.
This is my workout for the day.
That's right.
There's no sitting in sidelines.
That's right. No sitting or crying.
Never crying.
Look, Cedar Cliff's just going to keep the ball spread right now. Just going to, you know, just run through their motion, run clock, get it. Coach Sabercole said one thing: I want a layup. If you're going to score, I want a layup. Because at this point in time, there's no sense in for you doing anything else but get to the basket, because that's been your bread and butter.
A lot of energy in the first and second games of the year.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd see this, you know, if we're 12, 15 games in and you're playing your third game in a week.
Oh, it's hard. I tell you, sometimes, and as a coach, it's very difficult to prepare for those weeks, because how do you go over scouting report for 3 different teams? You have to. Sometimes there's just one team in the middle of that push that you don't get to develop enough practice time for.
Gleason's got 16. A reminder, coming up Friday night, we're headed to Central York High School to watch the Panthers take on Red Lions starting at 7:30. Go down to the York Adams League here on ABC 27.3.
It's an interesting matchup getting down to the York area.
That's break by Riesling, and now he's got 18.
I think Coach Sabercole is going to look a little bit down to his bench here and start pushing a few guys in. I mean, they're starting to build that gap in that lead. Just get some guys some opportunities. That's what he's going to do. He's going to clear that bench a little bit. Generally, when a coach does that, you might see another coach keep a couple guys in there, but you're going to get some of your starters off there at this point in time. You don't want anybody getting hurt in a game where you got, you know, where it's gotten out of hand a little bit, Greg.
Well, in our Giant postgame, we will have our CRIA, Capital Region Insurance Agency Player of the Game, as well as our Hoffman Ford Player of the Game, which I believe the committee shall vote on.
You know, and I'm glad I got Greg, you, and Grace to talk about it. I mean, I thought the play of Gerald Jarman tonight was unquestionable. Whistling came in strong here late, but I like Gerald Jarman in this one.
I would agree with you.
Yeah, I like Gerald Jarman too. I mean, just the offensive performance he's put up tonight, you know, and he leads all scorers for their second game this season.
And, you know, I just felt like there was times you just couldn't keep him out of the paint. I mean, second half, I love what Coach Gaffey did with him. And he said, listen, we're going to try to box and want him a little bit. They did it a couple possessions, but then he got by him. So, yeah, he's definitely was our player of the game, I thought.
That basketball was headed right for the table.
Well, I was going to get a hand in the passing lane and try to steal it, and then I was going to give it to statistician Jim. Was a great shooter. Eli coming. Jim's smiling. Jim was a great shooter. His sons were great shooters at Middletown. Unfortunately, I had to coach against them. Scouting report-wise, I was like, just can't let this guy shoot. The Gallagher brothers down there at Middletown in these years for the Middletown faithful. Speaking of Middletown, boy, they've had some great years football-wise. It's been really exciting for our mid-state area.
That was great to watch that run in football. I mean, they had nothing to be ashamed of. That was a crazy game with the snow coming down, and they were one of the really fun teams to watch in a long time with that running game of Lopez and Fox, and they were just, that was terrific.
And you know what you see, Greg? It's starting to carry over the basketball program and Chris Chatelli. That is a program now. People are getting behind Middletown again, and you remember those days, Grabeloff and all those guys that played down there. Chubb, the guys in the 70s that won the state championships. Middletown is back, and the community's going, we're here. I love that. We need those vintage old teams. It's like when Notre Dame's good at football again, you know, kind of thing.
Of course, they have the much heralded soccer player, coach at DC United, Ben Olsen.
Oh, I always loved Ben. He was a great basketball player in his own right. But an athlete's always an athlete. They can play all sports. We're going to clear the bench a little bit here now, Coach Mason. I think this is a good call, getting some guys some chance here late.
This is when I would get in. This is when I would play against Harrisburg Academy out of Baltimore Friends. I went back for my 45th high school reunion and I always go back for the reunion, but I never had a campus tour. Well, sure enough, they took us into the gym, and it looked exactly the same. And there was one chair sitting there where I actually kept stats in the same spot.
Oh,
and I had a friend of mine take a picture. I could show it to the audience if you were really bored. And that's, you know, those are the things you remember 40, 45 years later. I had a total of 9 points in my 2 years before I took over as team statistician. One day I had a stiff neck. Coach Ed Moore said, Mace, why don't you keep stats this practice? And I never got in again.
Well, I tell you what, it's led to a good career in Syracuse and Navy C. I mean, stats has been a very important part of what you've done on an everyday basis.
And I had a chance. It's funny because at my 40th reunion, I'm telling these old stories now. I said, everybody went around the room. There were like 50 of us, and I said, Greg Mace, in some ways, I'm still keeping stats, and everybody laughed because that's what they remember me doing.
That's great.
Sports is about great anecdotes.
And it's about the unity of players, and when you get back to see guys you haven't seen in a while, it's so nice to connect. It's like you never left. That's what I've always loved about basketball and college basketball and things like that, playing alumni games, going back to see guys, although our alumni games are a little slower than they used to be. I had a current, now as coach reunions, I had a current reunion I couldn't, was away, but a Northern York reunion. Here's Archie Smith Jr., who does football, Alabama State product, semi-pro product. Up till just last year, Archie Smith Jr. still playing football. Can you believe that? Still playing football at a high level.
It's the Advanced Hoops Brain Trust right there.
That's Smith, Jared Smith. It's a 6'1" junior coming into the game. I mean, they're clearing the bench a lot. Kalina is into the game. Alex Kalina. A couple of these guys, you can get some of these younger, some of these JV guys in a chance. I think that's good. They're mixing up the roster a bit tonight.
Those stands are rocking right to your right on the right of the screen.
You gotta love it. 35 seconds to go in a game where they've kind of handled the second half. The Golden Corral still behind their team. That's a charge. That's a good call, but
I think they'd like to see some of these guys score.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's something you tell your buddies when you go to school tomorrow. He's like, I scratched.
Race, we'll see if we can maybe get Gerald Jarman coming off the court over here. Talk with him and the coach perhaps for just a moment.
Yeah, Gerald Jarman tonight had a great game. It's 2 nights in a row now for Cedar Cliff. He's their leading scorer, so they're going to need that out of him night in and night out.
Well, we'll see if the Colts get one last shot. Colts win. 74-51 the final. Back with our recap coming up here on ABC 27.
Hit the road with Jack.
Hit the road with the Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A Giambalvo family dealership. Over $20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at Giambalvo.com.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction. The Advanced Hoops training staff features Division I level instructors and coaches who have played professionally. Charlie Fortney's shooting instruction has proven transformational for players in South Central PA. Gerald Jarman takes players to the next level in his dribbling and crossover intensity classes. Archie Smith teaches intense speed and agility and is very motivational. 6'9" Duke McCamey is excellent at teaching young post player technical skills around the basket.
Over 30 years of Division I and professional experience. It doesn't get any better than that.
Our Giant post game and our Hoffman Ford player of the game is Gerald Jarman, along with the coach, standing by with Grace Grill. Grace?
That's right, Greg. I have Gerald Jarman here. You led the scoring board tonight. Tell me about your game.
Oh, we just played good as a team. You know, open shots for me, move the ball well, open space for us, allowed me to drive.
Now, you know, your coach said that you guys play the best when it's fast-paced. Talk about that pace tonight and how you guys kept it.
We made a move. You know, they're a pretty young team. We sped them up. They might not be used to that, so taught them something new.
All right, Coach, how about that game? I mean, coming out here, having it be close early on, and then pulling away like that. What can you say about your team tonight?
I think we just showed our experience, really. You know, it's a team that has a lot of varsity starts, even with only, you know, a couple seniors. So, you know, we showed our experience, and we just hung tough, and we just continued to build the lead, you know, by getting some fast break buckets and continuing the defensive pressure.
All right, well, you heard it. Back to you guys.
All right, Grace, thank you.
You know, Grace had mentioned it, honestly. One of the things that Gerald Jarman did, he was just kind of the engine that kept that. Gerald Jarman's engine was push tonight, push. And when he wasn't doing what he needed to do outside-wise, he got around people, got in the paint. And they pushed the ball up and scored 74 points tonight. And that is a lot of points early on in the second game.
Well, it was really fun to watch. Let's take a look at our Capital Regions Insurance play of the game. And there were a lot of them to choose from, that was for sure. And watch the steal, and that's Jarman over to, actually it's Gauze, who made that layup. A lot of heads-up plays like that tonight.
They just got in the passing lane. That's by getting your hand in the passing lane. They just kind of got after it. They stayed in their man-to-man tonight. When you stay in your man-to-man, get a hand in the passing lane, and get up and get easy opportunities, score high percentage. When they couldn't hit outside, they were 1 for 9 in the first half. They said, you know what? And I know what the plan was. We can beat them up the floor, and that's what they did.
All right, good game tonight here. A lot of fun to watch. Our next broadcast coming up on Friday night. Red Lion and Central York, 7:30 this coming Friday night, right here on ABC 27.3. Scores and highlights coming up tonight on ABC 27 News at 11. A reminder, you can watch this game in its entirety on our website, hsslivetv.com. We'll have it all streamed for you shortly. A lot of fun to watch and a lot of great racehorse basketball to start, but a great win for Cedar Cliff to start the season. Now for our statistician, Jim Gallagher, our entire Invicta crew, including our producer-director, Chad Edwards. Grace Grill on the sideline. With Todd McCall, I'm Greg Mace. Our final score again, Cedar Cliff 74. Bishop McDevitt 51. Thanks for watching High School Sports Live right here on ABC 27.
No regrets.
If only she'd parked in a garage.
It's real serious out there. I know a lot of guys, you know, a lot of your boys are out there dying. It ain't no joke. The grave ain't no joke.
I hear the wind blow, thought it's your voice I heard. I feel the raindrops are falling, I see the tears you shed. My mind is constantly...
My name is Joel Delgado. I've been here for about 2 years already. This program has really helped me through a lot. Home, out of streets, basketball. Taught me how to be a better player, a better person. Helped me be a better man at home. I help my parents around the house now. Less disrespect at home. Working, helping my mother pay bills. This program just built me to be a better person and a better man.
The rector, he came to me asking that I want to come and join this program, and I seen him at the Boys and Girls Club because I worked there, and he told me about the program and what it's worth. It's a great combination. Like, I like learning about new stuff, and basketball is the thing I do on the side, but it helps me on just communicating with each other, because really I love doing both things, learning, playing, but I just want to become a great player and just have a great future. And it's a long way to go now. I just got to stick with and there might be bad sides, bad places, and good places. I'm trying to take the good path.
Met Gerald Jarman a few years ago, and he got to talking to me about three-star program, asked me if I wanted to get involved, and I was very excited about the opportunity to work with young men